Hi, this is Ant, and this is another episode of UCMe Cook. Today we're going to do my version of Mexican pork. So first we're going to start off with the sauce. So you're going to need some chipotle chilies, some ancho chilies, some oregano, some salt, some hot paprika, a lime, 5 cloves of garlic, and let's get started. First, we're going to cut the garlic. Now that the garlic's chopped, we're going to add that to the blender. We're going to add the lime juice. Squeeze in the limes. Now we're going to add these. So it's 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of hot paprika. Then we're going to add the chipotle chilies. So you're going to want 3 chilies to this, and this is going to give it a nice smoky flavour and also a little bit of heat. So just tear them up so they blend a little bit more easily. And keep the seeds because that gives it a nice bit of heat. Okay, and then add the ancho chilies, which will give it a bit of a fruity flavour. So you're going to want 2 ancho chilies, and as you can see they're quite large, so 2 goes quite long. 2 is absolutely plenty. So, tear those in as well. One thing you are going to want to do is remove the stalks, because they're not going to do you much good. So, take the stalk out, put in the next one, and then as you can see from this isn't going to blend very easily, so you're going to add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil as well, which I've got to go grab. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then what you're going to want to do is blend it, adding small amounts of water at a time until you get this into a nice thick paste. And here's the end result. As you can see, it's fairly thick and everything has blended into it quite nicely. Now it's time to prep the pork. So I normally try to get some deep cuts in there so that you can get deep into the meat. So this is going to look a little bit like a scene from Psycho. Then you're also going to put a few scores into the fat so that some of this can get through to the surface of the meat as well. Just get a lot more into the fat. And we're going to keep the fat on for the time being, and after a while we're going to take this out of the oven and we're going to take the fat off then. We just want a little bit of this to soak into the meat. So now we shove this into the pot. And we just pour this sauce on, just like that. Okay, and then you just got to rub the sauce into the meat, and into all those bits you scored. Just get it all covered in this good flavour. Just turn it over, make sure you get a little bit on the underside. Get it nicely covered. And then just wash your hands, put a lid over it, pop it in the oven. Now we've just got to put the lid over, and we're going to put it in the oven at 150 degrees Celsius for 3 hours for the first bit. as you can see, it's cooked quite nicely. Okay, so we're going to want to try and take the fat off now. And, this is what it looks like once the fat has been cut off. Then what you're going to want to do is probably put it in the oven for about another hour, or if it's tender enough at this point, start pulling it now, mix it up, and then you just boil to reduce the sauce. Once you've taken it out of the oven, you just got to pull the pieces apart a bit, stick on the hob, and then let the juices reduce a little bit so that it's a little bit more concentrated, and here's the final result.